Here we are today. We have our lock. I went ahead and ordered a new lock from BMW because I didn't want to take the risk of putting a used part in my car and being stuck out somewhere and the same thing happened. But as you can see, it's a whole new lock cylinder, a whole new arm that is sticking to the other latch to turn it. Of course, all this is new. Everything here is new. And from what the dealer said, they actually hand-built this over in Germany. Took them a little less than a week to get this to me. I also ordered a new key from BMW. The key actually came in overnight, which I thought was pretty good. As you can see, you stick the key in the lock and turn it. It only turns so far. The thing about it is when you turn the key, it turns this piece here. You can see that. But the key no longer spins around in the lock like it used to. Before, this key was spinning around in the lock, as you can remember, and it wasn't turning this part here, which this part is actually what turns to unlock your car. This little rod here. So we'll install that, and then we'll have our car back in service again. Again, some of you may want to take the lock cylinder apart. I mean, you can do that. It's a basic lock cylinder, but the thing is finding the parts, the guts, the inside of it, to be able to make it all fit right. And the other part of it is the material they use is rather weak. So if you're going to keep the car for a long time but don't ever want to have to go through this issue again, I suggest you get a brand new one made. That way at least you know it's going to last you for 10 years or more. When you go to install your lock cylinder, you'll need to install the cable that hangs down from the lock cylinder into this little loop here. You can't quite see it that good on the camera, but there's a little hole there, and it's made for a cable loop. Let's see if I can get in a little closer there. Maybe not a little farther out. It goes right up in there. And as you can see here, this is the opening where your door handle would be, as well as your lock cylinder. So the cable will hang down from the back plate and will go into this piece here. If you can't see it to get it together, I suggest taking out the whole lock mechanism. Which, to take that out, you simply have to remove this bolt, that bolt. There was a bolt there, but I already took that out when we were taking the original lock cylinder out. Once you take those out, this piece here will drop down, and that will give you full access to that. You can put the two pieces together and then you can feed it back up. As you can see, there's a cable here at the bottom of this piece, and that cable needs to be engaged with the lock, the back of this lock. So when you take that out, it becomes a lot easier to put the two together, and then you can just put it all installed as one unit. Also, this piece here, this sticking out, is basically going to go into that star hole in the center of your screen there. Okay, it's only one way it'll go in, and you'll want to put that right there into that hole. So when you have this piece taken out, you can put those two together with relative ease. We'll remove the lock cylinder. First we'll take these two screws out. Once that falls in, you'll be able to move it around at your discretion. First you'll want to maneuver it so that you can see in there and get to that hole that I was telling you about. I want to give you a better view of that now. The hole that you see here is the hole where the cable slides into. And it's a little locking ring in there, so you slide your cable in and move it up and it'll lock in place. But this cable, what that does is it pulls this latch. And that's actually what unlocks your door. So if you do not hook the cable up on the bottom of your lock cylinder, you will not be able to open your door. If that cable's damaged or frayed, I would suggest replacing the cable. And here's a quick picture of the cable itself. And again, that is on the bottom of the lock cylinder. So we'll put that in. Okay, first you want to put your lock cylinder inside your door. The easiest way to do that is to turn it lengthwise like this, stick it in, and you'll push it all the way to the wall, and then you want to just simply turn it. Turn it and push it up above the latch. Okay. To install the cable into the latch, simply push the latch up to the hole and then push the cable back with a different finger. And it will actually, the cable will lock into a locking groove. As you can see, it snaps right in. After you connect the cable, you want to line up the silver rod into the black star hole that is in the back of the lock, the door lock, the latch itself. Once you line those up, you can simply pull the lock cylinder up, and the latch, you pull the lock cylinder up, and that silver piece will fall into place if you line it up right. As you can see there, once I raise the latch up, that silver rod is going to stick straight up into the hole. After bringing all the pieces up to their proper positions, you'll notice the bar is now inserted into the door latch rather. Your lock cylinder is here, and now you can add your bolts, which will hold that in place. To secure the latch back in place, Installation of the door handle is very simple. As you can see at the bottom of the handle, there's tabs down here at the very bottom. There's one tab there, there's another tab there. The holes for the lock cylinder to go through. If you look from the inside of the door, you can see a notch in the plate where the lock cylinder is. You'll simply stick the handle in and you'll stick it through those little notches. And in that silver plate right there, you'll push it to the right and it'll lock that door handle in. To install the door handle, take the door handle, stick it in at an angle, like so. Make sure you clear everything on the tab. Push it up into place. Hit that top handle and it'll go right into place. Now, you'll want to work it a few times, make sure it's engaging. After you install your door handle, you'll need to lock your door handle in place. This can be done by sliding this metal bar to the left. As you can see, there's a hole there where you can get a grip on it, but as long as you can get it on there somewhere and just simply take that rod and push it to the left, and as you can see, that'll pull that door handle in tight, and also it locks it into place. You'll want to push that rod over to the left until the locking tab clicks down so that it can't come loose, and that's the locking tab right there, if you can see the end of that screwdriver. Now with that slid all the way over, our door handle is good to go. It's locked in, secured, and it won't come out of the car. Before you put anything back together as far as the inner door panels, I would suggest that you test your outside door handle to make sure it works.